Yo, Darius Britt here, and today we're giving you 8 tips to improve your screenwriting skills. So there's a lot of different things that you can do to improve your screenwriting skills. Different methods work for different people, but these are some things that I have found that help me. Number one would be read a lot of scripts. Now this may seem obvious, but I bring it up because people don't really do it enough. The more you read, the better you write. And I don't just mean read scripts casually when you have time. I mean read scripts until you're sick of reading scripts and then read 50 more scripts. Read until you feel like your head is just gonna explode. Just read a lot. The more you read, the better you write. Enough said. You can find movie scripts to read at imsdb.com or the Internet Movie Script Database.com, or you can go to dailyscript.com. Those are usually the sites that I frequent the most when I'm reading movie scripts. There's a ton of others out there you can find. Now some of you may disagree with me on this one, and I already see it coming, but take acting classes. The craft of writing and the craft of acting are not as different as you may think. They're similar in a lot of ways. Screenwriters have to flesh out and realize characters. Actors have to flesh out and realize characters. And both have their own unique tools and methods of doing so. For a writer to jump on the other side of the pen and see what it's like to actually say the lines that are written is an invaluable experience because you're getting storytelling knowledge and how to realize characters from another angle. When you run into a roadblock in the writing angle of it, you can kind of employ those ideas and concepts that you learned in acting. As a writer, you just have more tools to throw at the challenge. Some of you may find it useful, some of you may not. Everybody's different, but I found it useful and I thought it was very much worth sharing. Number 3, steal from life. Steal everything. A lot of writers carry a pen and pad in their back pocket or something wherever they go for taking notes. People watch as often as humanly possible wherever you go. Watch friends, watch family, watch strangers. People will say like interesting tidbits or bits of dialogue that would be great in a movie. Whip out that little notebook, scribble it down for later. If you see anything interesting that happens while you're waiting in a line at Taco Bell or something interesting happens to you, scribble it down for later so you don't forget. You don't have to use a notebook, you can use your phone or, it doesn't matter what you use. Just scribble stuff down for later on so you don't forget it. Number 4, write every day. Every day, even if you can only afford to write for 15 minutes a day. The writer who disciplines himself to write every day, even when he doesn't feel like it, is going to be a lot better than the guy who only writes sporadically when he feels like it, because this guy's going to write a whole lot more. You got to listen to the pros. Read and watch as many interviews by pro writers as often as humanly possible, because hearing them talk about their writing process and the craft of writing as a whole can help you understand your process. When you hear other writers say things like how grueling the process can be and like how unfun it can be sometimes, and I mean there are some days where pushing yourself to write is almost as bad as like chewing on glass or something, but knowing that you're not alone in the process, there's like a weird comfort that comes with that. So the Dialogue has some really good interviews with screenwriters, and so does the Hollywood Reporter. I'll leave some links in the description section. Watch and break down as many movies as humanly possible. We're talking study them like textbooks. Study their story structure. Where does act 1, 2, and 3 start and stop? Where are the midpoints? Where are the act breaks? What are the character arcs? How do they execute the character arcs? Study their dialogue. Why is the dialogue so good? What's the A story? What's the B story? What's the main plot? What's the subplot? What scenes really grabbed your attention and why? What sticks out so much about them that you remember them later on even if you forget the rest of the movie? If you're just starting out, Disney and Pixar movies are really, really good movies to break down because 1, they're pretty damn good. 2, they usually have impeccable story structure. And 3, they do a great job of exploring characters and character development. Break down like 50 movies, you'll be a better screenwriter. Break down and study bad movies. And I go out of my way to actually make this a point because a lot of people will just avoid a bad movie if they hear it's bad because they think it's a waste of their time. That is completely erroneous because there are some lessons to be learned in watching bad movies. Things that you will never forget. When you watch well-crafted movies, sometimes the craft is so invisibly woven together so seamlessly that it takes you a while to break it down. You gotta watch it like 4 or 5 times, 6 times, 7 times to really get into the nitty-gritty of it, whereas watching one good bad movie, you can get some really memorable lessons right off the bat. Once a day, take 15 or 20 minutes and read an article or a blog about the craft. I say take 15 or 20 because, you blow time like that just checking Facebook or taking a good shit. If you read an article or a blog a day for 365 days, that's like 365 articles or blogs that you read about the craft. That's a lot of knowledge. 15 minutes a day is really manageable. There are a lot of great resources online and websites for this. I like to read Script Secrets, Script Shadow, Script Lab. I'll leave links for those below, but there are a ton of them. Well, that's all I got for you. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like or subscribe. If you got any questions for me, you can leave them in the comment section below, or if you want to hit me up on Facebook or Twitter, bam! There's some links for you. I just did that. Yeah. Keep it out. Go break down some freaking movies. Yo, Darius Britt here. Today we're talking about the different types of film directors. Now this is just an observation. This isn't scientifically proven. This isn't a category system recognized by the film industry or anything, but in my opinion there seem to be